Dang it, Buck. It's my turn to use the sex box.
It's my sex box, and her name is Sony.
Holy crap, guys, the Game Awards this year was for the most part pretty insane. We got some brand new game announcements, a lot of cringe, and a big disappointment coming out of Nintendo basically not showing up. But most importantly, we got the first look at the next generation Xbox, aka the Xbox Series X, or as the child in me likes to call it, the Xbox Sex or the Sex Box. I just want you to know that the 13-year-old me was calling it the Sex Box before Microsoft even thought about that, so I deserve a little bit of money, Phil. Or the least you could do is just, pay for the console, because I don't know how expensive this thing is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be an affordable price, but who knows. They could do like they did last generation and completely drop the ball on the price, but I don't think this Xbox would do that, especially being led by Phil Spencer. Now, with the memes aside saying this thing looks like a refrigerator or a water filter, it does give a unique approach to a next generation console, and I'm glad that they went with this design rather than the bulky beast that was the Xbox One when it first launched. What I will say is I actually like the approach that they're going with this year. I think that targeting that PC gaming platform and try to improve that space is definitely going to be appealing to a lot of people, especially those that are not as fortunate to be able to purchase a $3,000 gaming PC. Granted, I know you could build a $300 gaming PC and have it run pretty good games, but still I really like their approach to target the PC marketplace and want to support gaming across all of the different variations of how people play, if that's with keyboard and mouse or if that's with controller, and so on and so forth. And we've seen this goal of theirs highlighted over the past few years with the Play Anywhere program, the backwards compatibility support on Xbox consoles, as well as keyboard and mouse on the Xbox. Almost everything that they've done has led up to this point of releasing a console that is about player choice instead of trying to create an ecosystem that is like a closed environment. And I think with this console, as well as crossplay being such a big factor in the next generation consoles, I think this sets up Microsoft to be in a perfect position to really put a dent in the market share that Sony currently dominates. Now, there is a possibility that the Sex Box releases and it just lacks the game support and the third-party developer support, and it just doesn't have enough IPs, but I don't think that's going to happen this time around. I really feel like this is a new Xbox that we're dealing with, and this is not the same one that we dealt with Don Matrick back in 2013. Now, if you're a PC gamer and you're a fan of Halo and Gears and you want to play those experiences, you might be asking yourself, why would I want to buy this console? Well, the truth is that console's not for you. I mean, it's always an option if you want to get the console, but their goal with this console is to target normie gamers and bring them into the fold as hardcore gamers. Most of your really hardcore gamers right now are either going to be on PS4, potentially Xbox, but primarily on PC. So if they can gain a market share of the PC market and kind of combine their Xbox ecosystem and their Windows ecosystem and put them together, that's really going to make a dent on not only Sony, but that puts them in a completely different ballpark. And instead of just focusing on Sony all the time, they're not only going to be competing with Sony, they're going to be competing with Steam and Epic and all these other marketplaces that are on PC. And this further proves my point that the Sony PlayStation is not Microsoft's biggest competitor. At the end of the day, they are a competitor to Microsoft, but Microsoft has got so much money that they've got bigger plans and they've got world domination that they got to worry about, because at the end of the day, Sony is obviously going to continue to sell well and release good games, but if they could steal that PC and that console marketplace at the same time, then that's even more money for their pockets. Now, sure, it probably sounds like I'm gassing up Xbox like crazy, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to the games. And the reality is Sony has just been crushing Microsoft year over year with exclusive games, but I feel like they're going to gain that market share of, lost IPs that they're losing out to, Sony. They're going to potentially gain that market share back from Xbox Game Pass users. I really feel like streaming is the future, and with their streaming service as well as cloud gaming, Microsoft is in a really good spot. And yeah, they might lose the console battle again, but at the end of the day, they're going for market dominance of gaming, and the only way to do that is to have a presence on PC, console, cloud, mobile, and much more. And I think Phil Spencer and his team are doing an excellent job in that front. I just really hope they continue to focus on their first party support, because at the end of the day, I want to see the Xbox console succeed, and the only way that's going to happen is if they continue to release good games. Now, let me give you a quick hypothetical. Just think if Xbox had an incredible lineup of first party titles, even bigger than Sony does currently, which is going to be very hard to do. But just for the hypothetical, just listen, imagine if they had that and then they release these games on their Xbox Game Pass service for the low cost of $10 a month. If you're a first-time buyer of a console that just forked out $400 for just the console, and you had a choice of going with PlayStation where every added game is $60 versus every added game is just a $10 subscription, I'm sorry, but in those circumstances, they're going to choose Xbox 9 times out of 10, because at the end of the day, that's the most bang for your buck, and that's what consumers are looking for, is the best experience at the best value. And at the moment, Xbox is in a perfect position to place themselves in the forefront of all of gaming. Now, sure, you can argue that the games that you play on Game Pass you technically don't own, but at the end of the day, you technically don't own the games that you play on PlayStation and Xbox anyway. You're purchasing a license to play those games. And if those games get removed from Xbox Game Pass, then you're kind of shit out of luck. But not for the most important games, those games being the first-party Xbox exclusives, which never leave Game Pass. Apologies if I kind of went off on a tangent. I'm kind of just speaking my thoughts as they come to my head. But in terms of the console itself, there's still a lot of questions that we have unanswered that I look forward to hearing more information about, but we probably won't get that until at least E3, maybe at another event coming up soon. But until then, we're under the assumption that it's going to be revealed at E3, as well as the price point and the specs of the console. Now, we do have some ideas of what the specs on the console are going to be, but they are, could be changed easily. At the moment, we know it's going to be using an AMD Ryzen 3 CPU, a Radeon Navi GPU, a super fast solid state drive, potentially M.2. Hopefully that's what it's going to be. It's going to target 12 teraflops, which is absolutely insane. And to put that kind of in perspective, the PS4 Pro uses just above 4 teraflops. So this thing is going to be a monster of a unit. I just really hope that they're able to keep it to like $399 or even $350. I feel like if this Xbox releases at $350 and the PS5 at $399, it's a really lucrative offer for new consumers as well as previous console owners. One thing that's for sure is I will be picking up the Xbox X, and I cannot wait to play this bad boy. If you guys enjoyed this video and if you're excited about the Xbox X, do me a favor and like the video, subscribe to the channel with your notifications on. And if you guys want more next-gen news and updates and discussions and speculation in the future, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I'm about to go pre-order my Xbox X. Oh, I can already tell the conversation is going to be super awkward whenever someone sees the Xbox X is purchased on the family shared Amazon account. But until next time, guys, this has been Wes, and I will see you guys on the next one.